everyone, and this is BioPhoenix here, and today we're going to be doing yet another random ass anime review. And the one that I'm taking a look at today is Legend of Lemnear, and it ever so happens to be a fantasy adventure, so kinda like the last one I did on Bastard, but only that this one is not nearly as much as a comedy. So without further ado, let's talk about the story, which really shouldn't take long at all. So the main character of this one is named Lemnear, and she happens to be a warrior lady who is going on a journey to take revenge, you know, like a lot of things. And just like a lot of those other things, she happens to take revenge on an evil wizard named Gardine, and the reason why? Well, it's because he killed her parents, and he also burnt their village. So yeah, just like a lot of other things. So as she's traveling along with her dragon friend, or whatever it's supposed to be, I'm assuming it's a dragon. So after adventuring for a little while, they end up stopping at a bar, and of course, she happens to have a lot of dudes hitting on her. I mean, you are seeing what she looks like right now, and if you've seen someone dressed up like this walking into a bar, I think that would definitely get you some attention. So as you would expect, they get their asses kicked, and you soon find out that the pervs were hired by some guy who happens to be an ultra pervert, and he also happens to be working for Gardine. And with knowing that, I really have no idea what else I get to add here without trying to like re-explaining every single scene in the entire thing. Yeah, in case you don't know, this is only 45-minute OVA. So it's really not long at all. So now, let's get moving on with the other things like the animation. So the animation in this one is actually really good, but I'd say it's more or less of the art direction that's the best. But that's to be expected knowing who did the art for this one, for that it was done by Satoshi Yorishihara. And anyone that's been on my channel long enough should know that I am a huge fan of the Grill Answer series, which that art was done by Satoshi himself, and it's fucking amazing. But as for the animation flow itself, it's good, not the best of its kind, but I think it looks pretty good. At least the action scenes are at least pretty cool enough looking. But as I said, it's the art direction and the style is what I really like, for that all the character designs are just really good looking. And yes, even though the main character, she's like barely wearing any clothes, they somehow happen to make her have a lot of really cool details. That's just how good this guy is. But other than that, I really can't think of any major complaints about the animation. I myself actually liked it for what it was. And now, as for the show's music, the music is pretty cool, but isn't really the most memorable. Like, all the music in here is like light guitars, and I think it sounds pretty cool, I do like it, but it isn't like something that's like crazy memorable or anything like that. Like, there's no like major catchy tunes is what I'm saying. But I think it suits okay and does the job just fine. So really, overall, it's good, but not great. But I definitely didn't think it was awful. But now, let's talk about the show's voice acting, and yeah, speaking of awful, yeah, it's awful. So there's only two voice actors here that I'm actually familiar with, and that happens to be Veronica Taylor and Bill Rogers. And as much as I am a fan of Veronica Taylor, sadly she is just not good in this one. But then again, no one's good in this one. Everyone just sounds really bored and dry with the whole thing, it's just really lame. But probably one of the weirdest issues with this show's voice acting is that whenever someone is screaming or yelling, it sounds like super fake. Like, if I can explain it in a way that's easier to understand, it's like watching a let's play of some kid playing whatever is the most top trending horror game of the month, and whenever he starts yelling, it just sounds really forced because he doesn't want his parents to like overhear him or whatever. That's basically what sums up the voice acting within this one. It's not even like so bad that it's good, it's just bad. So don't expect this one to be like Ghost Stories where it's so bad but good. But you know what? I kinda wish this show was a lot like that, because then at least it would have been a lot more entertaining that way. Alright, so now as for my overall thoughts on Legend of Lemnear is that it's pretty damn lousy, that's what. So as you can tell, the plot in this one is like as basic as it can get, and is even more cliche than Bastard, but only that it's just not nearly as funny. And it's kind of amusing that I actually did this one right after doing the review of Bastard, because I actually liked Bastard quite a lot, but this one, yeah, not so much. And this is actually a fantasy one that took itself very seriously, go figure. So yeah, the characters are very one-dimensional and very forgettable, and is overall just very generic. Now, like I said, the only part about this one that I actually liked was the art direction and the animation. So if you do want to watch this one by turning off your brain and just looking at it just visually, then yeah, I guess it is at least somewhat watchable, but that's like the nicest thing I can say about it, because as much as shit that I'm talking about with this one, I definitely don't think it's the worst anime I've ever seen. I mean, I do think this is better than things like Pupa, or Ancient Aika, or even Photokano, or whatever the fuck it was. Oh, but I guess another good thing I could say about this one is that at least there's a scene where you see like a whole bunch of chicks lined up with their titties showing out, so that's always a good thing, right? Right? Well, you all know I'm just fucking around with that one, but anyways though, Legend of Lemnear is just a very forgettable one, and it's pretty hard for me to recommend this one. Like I said, if you want to turn off your brain and just watch it for the visuals, then that's like the only way I could recommend it though, but even that's stretching it. But if you guys want to watch an anime that's a lot better than this, but also has the main character wearing a metal bikini, then watch Lita, The Fantastic Adventure of Yoko, which I reviewed last year. Now granted, that one was also pretty damn basic with its story, but at least the characters in it were at least pretty fun and charming, and just had some pretty good funny parts overall. So at least it had something about it that was memorable, unlike this one. Which is a shame, because my main reason why I wanted to watch this one was because Satoshi did the artwork for it. But oh well, not everything can be a winner.